Everybody, new video creator in America, and finally we'll talk about the Squadron Leader. Always to keep the topic on the aviation, I came here in 46th Street, Midtown West, and behind me you can see the USS Intrepid, which is an aircraft carrier from Second World War. It was a carrier that actually served in the Pacific campaign, and it was nicknamed by the enemy as the ghost ship because they were never able to destroy it. Even if they attacked it several times, it has always been able to go back to the port, being repaired, and go back into action. It is massive, so now I'm going close so I can show you how big it is, and we'll talk about the Squadron Leader. It's pretty cool because the one you can see on top of it, it's a Blackbird, so just to show you how big this thing is. And next to it, but you cannot see it from here, there is a nuclear submarine, and then behind you also have a Concorde. They're all accessible. So it's a very good place. I always recommend it to anybody visiting New York. And then it's also very cool to just pass by because you see, there is a road. So you actually drive and then you see this thing. Wow, it's big. Anyway, see you shortly. Here we are. I came closer to the USS Intrepid just to show you how massive it is. It's really huge. Now we'll just have a little walk by so you can see it because it's really, really big. Now, I just want to talk to you about those two tobaccos because, I mean, when I started this review, when I decided to do this review, I mean, I really don't like hypes. I really don't like the speculation. I really don't like the fact that, you know, when you have this kind of limited edition tobaccos, they go away like this. And then when you're able to find them because somebody decided to sell them, they are so overpriced. And you also hear reviews or read the reviews in which, you know, they are magnified. They are so what a wonderful tobacco, and you have just no chance of verifying those information because they're not available. So I mean, I really don't like this kind of behavior, and that's exactly the reason why I decided to buy. I usually don't buy this kind of tobaccos for this reason, but this time I said, you know what? Let's make a video about it. Let's make a comparison with the classic Squadron Leader, and let's be honest. Is it worth it? Is the hype real or not? So I don't think the hype is real, but I think that those two are very different tobaccos. So how I managed to do this review, it was quite difficult to compare two tobaccos, but I first smoked for a full week only the Squadron Leader, the classic one. And then the following week I smoked the green one. And then I smoked freely for another couple of days just to take more notes. This is a very nice English mixture. It's really what you would say manual, textbook, English mixture. A lot of Virginias, some Oriental, and just a little bit of Latakia. It is a really Virginia-based tobacco. You have Virginia, it's sweet, it's not creamy, but you know, it's that kind of Virginia sweetness. And then you have those hints of wood, incense, spices. That is the Latakia, especially in the second part of the bowl. So it's very charming, very elegant, very refined smoke. To my taste, it's too light. It's a very light body tobacco, medium light. So to me, it's really not satisfying. The nicotine level is very, very low. So what can I say? It's good, but to me, it's too light. I like it more than the Perfection because it's more balanced. The Perfection was more Virginia Oriental, and the Latakia was just minding his own business. This one, they're more working together, talking to each other, so it's much more balanced and therefore more interesting. Yet, I prefer something that is more full. What about the green one? The green one is very interesting because it's very different. I am not sure about the percentage of Perique that is inside it, but it really makes a difference. It's a much darker tobacco. It's not sweet at all. It's very tasty. It's very savory. It's more sour if you want, more coffee, more chocolate, dark chocolatey, earthy as well. So it's very different. I mean, my big question for Samuel Gawith here is, how come you decided to take this green tobacco, remove the Perique, and just keep it under the same name? Because it's really a different animal. It's totally a different beast. It's just something that I would have just changed the name because it's just a different tobacco. So I mean, I really don't know how you can decide to do such a thing. What can I say? The body is the same. It's pretty mild. It's a bit heavier, but it's good. Definitely tasty. The density of the smoke is higher, so it's much better. But again, overall, it's not what you will define it as a full English mixture. But I like it though. I like it more. Um, but at the end of the day, I will not say it is better. It's just very different. So I'm not sure if it's worth the hype. I'm not entirely sure if it is worth the extra money that some smoker is asking for it when you sell it. Um, but it's definitely worth trying, especially if you like English mixture with Perique, if you like the Daniel Nightcap, for example. It's definitely worth trying. It's definitely better, but again, is it worth the hype? No, it's not. It is a different animal. It is. So the question to Samuel Gawith is, now that the Perique is readily available, and yes, I know it's more expensive, but this thing is also $2 more expensive than this one. So the cost is fast to the final consumer. Why don't you make it readily available? Why don't you just put this into catalog? Maybe give it another name. I don't know. It definitely deserves another name because those are different. So those are my 2 cents. I really hope you like this review. And now I will just have a little walk so you see this USS Intrepid next to it and see what you can. Sorry, I don't know what this guy was saying. Anyway, so you can see what it looks like because it's massive. Anyway, thank you very much. See you next. No, not next week because next week I think I will only have a video in Italian. Sorry, but the following one I might have something very interesting for you. Thank you very much. See you next time.